Welcome to day 2 of your awesome start to a new island on Animal Crossing. Let's build on the last guide from day 1. Your airport should now be open and you should now have the start of a museum. Regardless of whether you're following this for Nintendo's hard mode or just starting the game fresh, I trust that this will be a help to you. Please hit the like when you feel it does. First thing is to check your mail. We should now have our wetsuit which we ordered on day 1 along with some non-native fruit from Mom. Did you get Gulliver on your shores like myself and others did? He'll ask you to dig up some communicator parts. Fat use that is without any shovel, so let's fix that. Head into the resident services tent and beeline for Timmy, who will at this point tell you about needing stuff for his new shop. You'll need 30 pieces of each of the wood plus 30 iron nuggets. This last one can be a challenging one as you may not have accumulated enough of that. At this point you should have access to the new flimsy shovel and the vaulting pole DIY recipes, which will definitely be useful later on in this video. Oh, and don't forget to favourite it. You can choose to craft one yourself, but pro tip, if you speak to your villagers, one of them will give you a proper shovel. The flimsy one breaks after 30 hits, whereas the regular one breaks in 60. You can purchase the pretty good recipes using 3000 Nook Mile points once you have enough. Find Gulliver again to help him find his parts. If you've never done this before, you may not realise that you need to look for parts in the sand where there's water spitting out. Dig them up and you should find little computer parts. If you take too long digging or do it after you've got the 5 parts, you might dig up a manila clam, which itself will teach you a DIY recipe for bait. One to definitely favourite, as this one will help you lure fish in the future. And crafting them into bait saves pocket space as the bait stacks up to 10 per pocket spot. I digress, we forgot about Gulliver. Once you get your 5, go back to Gulliver and give him the 5 parts. Doing this task 30 times will give you your golden shovel, in addition to a gift in the mail every day that you help him out, like this alpinist hat. The hills are alive with the sound of shovels. Focus, Alexi! Now that you've got a shovel, it means you can grow some bells. Every day you'll find a glowing spot, so dig it up whilst it's open, and the glowing spot you'll see some gold! Hard mode only allows you to put back the 1k you dug up, but if you're starting outside of hard mode, put back in 10k because you get that threefold. I keep 4 trees on rotation to have a constant flow of mo money. For other tips on making bells, be sure to check out the link at the top right, and I'll leave a link in the description as well. Now is the perfect time to plant the foreign fruit that we got in the mail. I like this formation as you can see the whole orchard and it looks like this. You can shake your tree and have enough space for all the fruit to fall in a nice pattern. So I have 3 spaces between each column and 3 spaces between each row. Hard mode only allows 9 harvestable trees per day, but this is a great start. If you grabbed yourself the wetsuit or craft the pole mentioned earlier, you can make your way to the other parts of the island, and using a shovel you can really make the most of the 8th item, which you wouldn't have been able to get at with just the axe despite this bucket holding technique. I'd suggest you dig a hole between the buckets to ensure there's space. Otherwise you'll end up with something like this. Getting the 8th item allows you to get the biggest bag of bell from your daily money rock. Listen to my button tempo of how I mash the buttons in case you want to up your chance from 7 to 8 items. I double the tempo at around the 6th item to ensure I don't fatigue. Now would be an opportune time to donate 15 critters to the museum tent now that it's here. It shouldn't matter too much, but I'd recommend donating the critters that are worth the most, since as part of hard mode you can't sell to Flick or CJ till they're donated. Or the ones that are taking the most space. CJ and Flick won't arrive for a while, so the space shouldn't be much of an issue, since if you followed the last guide you should have a house by now with 80 spots, though that would exhaust pretty quickly. Donations will be one at a time at this stage of the museum, which is excruciating. Next stop is the airport, where Orville will have your first Nook Mile ticket for free. Any future ones will cost you 2000 Nook Mile points. Do yourself a favour and empty your pockets. I'm telling myself that more than you, so it's a great habit to get into. Hard mode gives us 1 mystery flight per day, so do make the most of it. You want to make sure that you hit all the trees and shake them for hidden treasure items, as each mystery island has 1. Use the hole technique with a tree or 2 holes in combination to get all 8 items out. You can eat a piece of fruit and break that rock to get one last stone out of it. Fun fact that a viewer by the name of Angel Eyes 420 gave a tip during a stream with Jade Mist Gaming that if you break a rock which hasn't been hit before, you'll get an iron nugget out of it, versus breaking a rock that has already been hit. Speaking of breaking, if you ever break your tools, you can either craft or go the lazy, or should I say more convenient route with your pilot, but this will set you back 100 Nook Mile points. Here's Streaming Me for a pro tip. I just realized I don't have any coconuts at all. I should have... Okay, pro tip. If you are playing hard mode and you go to a mystery flight for your very first time, do put something in your pockets in the form of a coconut, because you don't have any coconuts on your island. So make sure you bring at least 4 coconuts home to make sure that you can at least grab the coconuts from them. Thanks Streaming Me. So if you've got both fruit trees on your mystery flight, or bring some with you just to be sure, will allow you to eat the fruit to get the power to dig up a full grown palm tree with coconuts to speed up your next harvest. Most islands have 4 coconut trees. Worst case is you just plant the coconuts from seed, but don't forget to look for those message bottles for DIYs. I opted to take Bubbles as my first villager, but I'm hoping to save you my mistake by doing this video and did a second trip to get coconuts, which then I took Nana as my second villager. Let me know how you think the 10 Nook Mile ticket villager hunt works with hard mode. I felt I had to take Nana as I didn't think I could carry over my leftover as part of the mega hunt for the first 3. Hopefully you should now have ample wood and iron nuggets to donate to Timmy in exchange for a tent to set up Nook's Cranny. If you're still here, smash that like button just like we smash rocks, and check out this video next. Are you a channel member? Join the nation today!